Honestly Sis is an independently owned and operated company. If you love what you hear, please consider donating or subscribing at www.honestlysis.com. If you're not able to help support financially, please help spread the word by sharing it to your timeline or sharing it with a friend. Because without you, there is no me. Now let's go ahead and get into this week's show. Live from Detroit, Michigan, this is the Honestly Sis podcast, newsletter edition. Welcome back, people. Welcome back to another episode of Honestly Sis. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, or wherever this podcast may find you. I hope that it finds you in great spirits. Now, we're not going to take too long. This week, I have a very special episode for you that I am super excited about. So let's go ahead and get straight to it. All right. So this week's newsletter is entitled Whole Phase. And our quote for this week goes as follows. You'll never catch me calling these niggas daddy. I ain't lying about my nut just to make a nigga happy. Megan Thee Stallion, Girls in the Hood. I once met a woman 2 years older than me who's never had an orgasm. Before you ask, no, she's not a virgin. In fact, she's the exact opposite of a virgin, meaning she was having plenty of sex. She just wasn't enjoying it. I immediately asked, and why are you doing this? And she just shrugged. And I knew exactly what that shrug meant. Guys like sex, so that's what we do, right? Wrong. Sex is an exchange of energy and power. It's an intimate act that women should enjoy before you think that it's an intimate act that women should enjoy. Before you think I'm being high and mighty, know that I haven't always thought about sex in those terms. In fact, I saw sex like my friend and thought of it as simply a step of a series of events that occurred while dating. I used to look at sex a lot like this. Boys meet girl, the girl shows the girl likes her, they have amazing sex, then skip to happily ever after. That mindset kept me getting my feelings hurt because I was using sex as a tool to make a man fall in love with me. I was so busy trying to blow his mind that I didn't realize I was the one holding all the cards. But like any good villain origin story, it took me getting my heart broke to realize my power. After experiencing my first heartbreak, I vowed off love and got a dumbass frozen heart shaped tattoo to seal the deal. During that time, I learned that sex was amazing when I wasn't using it to fall in love. It was empowering to only choose to be involved with a man for sexual satisfaction. As I dodged commitment that summer, I tapped into this unknown power. We have all looked down or up at a man and saw or a woman and saw the faces of pure ecstasy. This should prove that the bedroom is the one place where you should be assertive and ask for what you want. How do you do what you ask? It's simple. You just say it. As much as we would like for our partners to be mind readers and be so in sync with our bodies that we don't have to say a thing, in this age of distraction, it's just simply not the case. Most men need guidance to get across the finish line, especially if they brag about dropping off good dick and left you underwhelmed. Now it's time to tell him the truth. How much do you want to bet he will do everything in his power to satisfy you? If he doesn't even try, that is a good sign to count your losses. That is what we call a fuckboy. Ladies, it is far past time that we use men's competitive nature against them. Because do you think that a man with weak dick knows that he has weak dick? Of course not, because no woman has had the guts to tell him. Now it's time to bring his ass back to reality. Whenever I hear a story about a woman faking an orgasm, it legit breaks my heart. Because somewhere down the line, another woman will have to deal with this delusional ass man. I will never forget once in college during my anti relationship days, aka my whole phase, I met a guy, let's call him Keith. He was sweet, he would send me texts every morning, but physically, I wasn't attracted to him. So I would keep it cute but distance, but he was persistent. And he started talking about how he would give me the best head of my life. After weeks of bragging, I said, fuck it, and decided to take him up on the offer. When I got to his house, I saw that he went all out. There were roses, candles, and soft playing music. He started the night by feeding me chocolate covered strawberries and lathering my bodies in oils and giving me a massage by candlelight. Y'all, I was impressed. So by the time he got down there, I was riding high, sure this was going to be the best night of my college life. But that was not the case. It was bad. It was so bad that I wanted to cry. It was so horrible that I couldn't even fake the funk. I did everything, y'all, except cross my arms, which he quickly picked up on. Glancing up from between my legs, he asked, "What's wrong?" And I told him, "I'm deeply disappointed." Instead of getting mad and throwing a bitch fit, he asked he asked me how could he get it right, then proceeded to spend the next few hours trying to do so. It still warms my heart knowing that somewhere in Virginia, a woman is having leg shaking orgasms because of me. That night, I learned a critical lesson. Closed mouths don't make it to the finish line or get an orgasm. So when your man is down there licking everything you want but the part you want licked, stop pretending and take control. Pull him up and kiss him the way you want to be ate. Do it slow, make it sexy, and whisper. What if you're having sex and he's hitting it too hard? Put your hand back there and tell him to slow it down. You don't like it from the back, but he does. Arch your back or tell him you don't like it. I want you to remember that you are a part of this act. Sex is best when both partners are trying to get each other across the finish line. This isn't the 1800s or a handmaid's tale. If you allow somebody into your body, you damn well better enjoy it. And if you can't do it for yourself, do it for the culture so that no woman has to ever deal with a delusional, weak dick nigga again. Or a white man.
True Prince music.
This week, we're doing a deep dive all on sex and spirituality because I think it's really important for us to understand that sex, yes, it is amazing. It feels so good when it's with the right person. And actually, it is really freeing when you're not like out here trying to make people fall in love through sex. Like it is a very freeing act. But I did do some research on this topic, and I don't know if you know, but when we are having sex with somebody, that we are actually mixing our energy fields. Now, I want you to think about it in the terms of energy transference, right? Let's just think about that simple concept first. Have you ever been in an environment where you walked into this environment, you were feeling so good, you were feeling so high, you were feeling, you're at the top of the world, you're shining, you're riding high, and then you go around somebody who has a shitty attitude, you talk to them for a minute, and you leave them, and all of a sudden you feeling shitty and you're feeling bad. Energy transference is very, very real. Let me give you a really quick story. When I was in corporate, well, I'm still in corporate America, but when I was in the office heavily, and I first started doing yoga, I would do yoga on my lunch breaks. And so every time I would come back from my lunch breaks, I would be like on 10. Like I would just be floating on air, feeling so, so good. But then by the end of the day, I noticed like my energy was depleted and I was starting to feel like sad. And I didn't understand like what was going on, like why I would like feel so good like right after yoga, but then by the end of the day, I would feel like shit. And so one time, we were getting ready to have this meeting, and my coworker, who sit right behind me, she just broke down in tears. And we didn't know it at the time, but she was trying to get pregnant, and she just kept having miscarriages. And so what I literally, her grief was literally leaking out of her cube and coming onto me. And so every single time I would come back from yoga, I would be feeling high, I would be feeling good. But through those 4 hours, I would feel depressed by the end of the thing because literally her energy, her sadness was like leaking over the cube to me. And so I end up giving her some stuff to I would, go into my little spiritual shop and end up giving her like some candles and like some herbs and stuff to try to help her get pregnant. And then I also started bringing crystals and stuff to work to just kind of, keep my energy field together. And it really made a ton of difference. By the end of it, she has like a 3-year-old baby, and I know how to control my energy. And so if we think about it on just that basic thing, I'm not having sex with her, I'm not doing anything but just working next to her, and she's affecting me. Now just imagine in the most intimate act, you are picking up everything. And so I was looking at this, and they said that the energy field consists of our emotions, our vibrations, our karma, our trauma. And so when you're having sex with somebody, you're not just having sex with that person, you're actually having sex with all the people they had sex with before, plus all of their karma, all of their trauma, all of that stuff. It eventually gets onto you. And so we talk about sexually transmitted diseases, but I actually even saw an article about sexually transmitted demons. Do you think we don't talk about stuff like that? Like certain people have certain lines and certain families, they have curses, and you can have sex with somebody and you can pick up a generational curse just like that. You can have sex with somebody, you can pick up a generational blessing. You don't know. So that's why it's just so important to be mindful of who you're laying down with and that you're not just laying down with anybody. Another story that I would like to give you guys is I met this guy back in middle school. And he was just always like so fine. Me and him had a little thing in college when I was in my whole phase. But he was just a very highly sexual active guy. Like he was just knocking girls down left and right. And so a couple of years ago, I saw him, and like when I tell y'all that, like you could see the bodies on him, like he looked drained, he looked tired, his face was just like different. And it was because of all of those women that he was sleeping with, he was picking up all of these energies. Another thing that you can pick up, I said the curses and the blessings. Also, when you're having sex, you are creating soul ties. I actually found an article from Dr. Damon Amand or Ahmad, and he said the following: whenever a person is sexually involved with another person, neurological chemical changes occur in both of their brains that encourage limbic and emotional bonding. Limbic. Y'all, I'm sorry. I can't really, I don't know why this word limbic. I think it's limbic. The limbic system. Anyways, the lymphatic system, like this, when you're having sex, is sending off signals at your brain to have emotional bondings and connections. And so I looked up the lymphatic system, and it is a part of your brains that is controlled by emotions and behaviors. And it's also known as your emotional nervous system. So also when you're having sex, like this is not even that I was telling you the spiritual side of it. Now, this is the scientific side of it. When you're having sex, no matter if you think it's casual or not, your brain automatically kickstarts this emotional reaction, and it starts to create these emotional bonds with the person. So that's why 9 times out of 10, casual sex really doesn't work like that, because your brain is just automatically going to start bonding with this person. Last thing, I know y'all like, "Oh, God." Trust me, y'all, I'm not trying to do this to scare you. I just want you to be just a little bit more mindful of who you're sleeping with, and just know that sex is just a lot more deeper than what people makes it. The last thing that I do want to say, I saw this quote that says, everyone you sleep with, you give them a part of your soul. I thought that was very deep. Sex enhances emotional bondings with people, whether we believe it or not. I've already said that. Did you know that tantric sex is actually a form of Hinduism? And it is not just supposed to be this freaky deaky act, but actually those poses helps you to embody supernatural powers, enlightenment, and liberation. And so, yes, sex can be a very, you know, risky thing when you're having it with the wrong person, but when you're having it with the right person, you can really tap into some higher planes and some higher spirituality. Also, the last thing that I want to lead you guys with, because I saw this. Oh my God, 11 o'clock, 11 on the clock. Look at that. 11 on the clock. God must love us. um, so 11 on the clock, angel number 1111. So you guys be very mindful of your thoughts as you move throughout this. I do want to tell you this thing I found on Twitter. because I do feel like the universe brought this to me. To be completely transparent, I previously recorded this episode, and in the deep dive section, I kind of talked about my personal life. But then like the more and more I was thinking about it, I realized like I should do some research and figure out, some facts and stuff about about sex and what happens on a spiritual level when you're having sex. And then last night, I literally go and I'm on my timeline and this thing just pops up. That's how my spirit guides work with me. Like we literally are working hand in hand. And so I'm assuming they want you to know this information. And since literally right when I was about to say that, 11:11, it was just confirmation. So the power of sex is what this is entitled. When a man enters your womb, what kind of awareness and energy does he have? Is he bitter? Is he happy? Does he love himself? Does he love you? Is he positive or a negative thinker? When a woman is making love to you, is she blessing you or cursing you? Is she frustrated? Is she sad? Does she love herself? Does she love you? Sex is a ritual of exchange of energies, thoughts, and emotions. During sex, you become a sponge for the other person's consciousness and energy. Every penetration and every push is an affirmation. Are your energy and strength being depleted or recharged, strengthened or weakened? Be aware of the true power of sex. If you knew how powerful sex is, you wouldn't just have it with anyone. And this is from Kamal Shangun, Sahhagun. Thank you so much for this. And it actually has like a really cool graphic. Let me see if I can show it. Can you see that? Not really. You can't see the details of that. Let me see. It's okay. So if you're looking at the live version of this, I'm showing you the visual, and it literally shows like the penis and the flower going in, just showing you how intimate sex is. Okay. So I'm just gonna leave you with that, but now let's talk about ways to clean it up because I told y'all I too have a whole phase, and so I had to do some cleaning and getting my energy together. A couple of things that you can do a core to kind of block some of those soul ties. You can Google these things, YouTube these things. Send me an email at honestlysis@gmail.com if you would like for me to do a special episode just about how to break soul ties, how to overcome promiscuous ways, I guess. But a couple of things that you can do quickly is a cord cutting ceremony, a cord cutting ceremony. You can do a yoni steam and you can do an egg cleansing. Egg cleansing is very random. I kind of put that on there, but I do feel like the egg cleansing will help because it really helps with your energetic field. And so if you sleep with somebody and you're feeling kind of gunky, go ahead and do an egg cleanse and get that out of there. Also, if you sleep with someone and you're just like not really feeling, I don't know, like you're noticing like your energy is down and you're really nervous that you may have picked up some, something extra, like some negative energy, you can get a lemon, cut it in half, put a little bit of salt on that lemon, and then literally use the lemon and like you're gonna like wipe the lemon across your foot with the salt. Just wipe it across your foot, do it on both of your feet, and then throw that lemon away. That'll help. And then just see how you feel. If you're feeling lighter and you feel like you don't need to, you can that'll just be enough. You can do it one time, or if you just feel like you need to do it again, you can also do the lemon, you can do that lemon technique on top of the egg cleansing. I recently did that lemon because I saw it on TikTok, and I recently did it, and it works. It definitely works. Like it's really helped my energy out a lot. So couple of ways to clear it. You can do a core clearing ceremony. You can get you a yoni steam. You can do an egg cleansing, or you can do the lemon soul mist. So that is all I have for you guys today. This week episode was just all about sex and spirituality. As I have mentioned, When I was in college, just like the great Toni Morrison, I was very loose. And honestly, like now that I think about it, I wasn't as bad as I thought I was, but I was definitely just out here having sex and doing whatever I wanted to do. Especially when I got my heart broke. I didn't want to be in a relationship no more, and so I was just out here doing the thing. And yeah, just be careful. Just be very, very mindful. I don't know. Like the thing that I thought that was very interesting from the research, and then I'll just let it go, was about picking up like the curses and the blessings. Be mindful. Like people could just be leeching off of your energy. So just be mindful who you lay down with. My grandma used to always say, you lay down with dog, you get up with fleas, and this just let you know you may get up with something else. So be mindful of who you are out here having sex with, and just make sure that it's right. And if you are with somebody that you actually love and you guys have, you trust each other, look into the tantric sex and really see, like, maybe you can tap into some superpowers. Like, who knows? I know, like, I'm honestly, that is the one thing that I am looking forward to most, is having a relationship on this side of life. Like, now that I am healed, now that I'm whole, now that I actually love myself, I am so, so, so excited to see what type of partners that I would attract in my life and how our love life, how our sex life would be. So stay tuned for that, guys. All right, guys, but that is the end of this week's episode. Remember, if you love this or you think you know somebody who needs to hear this, please go ahead and send that on over to them. I need your love, I need your support, and I need your energy. Not in that way, not in that way. I promise I won't do anything bad to it. All right, y'all. Until we meet again, dream those dreams. Never let the internet rush you, and never, ever let someone tell you what you cannot do. Guys, I am so, so grateful to have you listening to this podcast. Thank you for helping my dreams come true. Now go out there and work on your own, okay? All right, y'all. Be good to yourself and maybe be good to someone else. All right, y'all. Talk to you later.